Yes, there's technically better episodes of Sonic X, but there's not one that I've watched so far from this season that has made me laugh this hard. This is arguably the funniest episode in the first season of the show. It has its problems, we'll talk about it, but this episode is hilarious. It is nonstop hilarity. And considering the traumatizing sleep paralysis demon that they gave you last time, this one returned you to some more lighthearted fare. And while it does pull a depth of danger by having Eggman come in only like the last 5 minutes, it's actually done well this time. It gets a great score for that alone, but let's talk about the rest of the episode and why it is so outrageously funny. Because there's literally no other word I can describe this episode with than hilarious. So, let's talk about it, shall we? What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, this is your family animation, including a headshot that moves faster than the speed of sound, as well as TV and movies. I'm your host, Chats as well. Welcome back to SoniCemberX. Sorry, I had to take a deep breath there, because I'm kind of exasperated doing all these reviews at once. Let's talk about Season 1, Episode 20 of Sonic X Tao Cruise Blues. I mistakenly called it Cruise Clues in the last episode because I had Blues Clues on the brain, so that's my fault. I'm sorry. I'll try to keep that from happening again. Well, let's talk about this episode and why it is so ridiculously funny. Like almost every single joke in this episode landed a laugh with me. Either it was a visual gag, it was a clever writing, or it was just some funny character dialogue. Like, it was so funny, dude. I wish I had more to say about this episode since I spent, 11, 12 minutes on the last one. But, honestly, this is another episode that's kind of straightforward and to the point. Like, it's the characters going on a cruise, and it's Sonic being a big baby about it. And to see the most heroic character in the show stoop that low is honestly kind of funny, so... I don't have a super long written review for this one, but it does a good job summarizing all my thoughts. I wish I could do a deep dive, but like I said when I reviewed Screen Test last time, I'm running out of time because it's so close to Christmas, so I gotta get all these reviews done now. So, let's dive into this episode. I hope you enjoy my review. Arguably the funniest episode of the season with so many great unforgettable moments. Sonic going crazy on the boat, Amy trying to motivate him while he's on the boat to stop being a baby, only for him to immediately fall over in fright. Cream and Cheese getting asked the same question over and over by an elderly woman who obviously has memory loss. Bokoon tricking Ella and her chasing him down out of spite. Sonic struggling on the icy glacier, and of course my favorite joke in the whole episode, Amy giving him a good thwacking for lying to her just to stir chaos and try to convince everyone to go home. Like, Sonic is desperate to get off the boat in this episode, and it is so ridiculously funny. Like, he just can't bring himself to relax. And when he's out on water, we know from other past episodes of this season he is not a fan of water. So, you can imagine how much he freaks out in this episode, and it's ridiculously hilarious. So, then, the cruise is a great setting. The battle with Eggman, while short, is absolutely hilarious. It's treated like a joke, but it's in a way that it's actually clever this time. The ending with Sonic finally learning to relax after one of the elders helps him regain his composure was actually a really sweet moment. And despite only being 19 minutes long, this episode's actually 2 minutes shorter than most episodes of this show, which surprised me. It doesn't rush anything. Like, it may only be 19 minutes, but it actually uses that 19 minutes pretty well, and it doesn't rush any of the moments, any of the jokes, or any of the characters. Like, Sonic's development arc throughout this episode is hilarious, and also really sweet and genuine. Like, this is the guy that always gotta go fast. It's the guy that's always gotta be on the move. He can't relax for a single moment. But in this episode, he has to. And he struggles with that realization, which is what makes the episode funny, because then he tries everything in his power. Get it? Power, because he's a lightning-fast hedgehog. I'm sorry, my puns are terrible, I know. Anyway. Like, he literally tries everything in his power, and it just gets funnier and funnier every single time he tries. And the way that he actually convinces Amy for a second by lying to her, it's so funny. Like, I can't do it justice. It's so funny. You gotta see it for yourself. And again, this entire series is free on YouTube. You have no excuse not to check this out. It's only 19 minutes of your time. So, definitely check it out. It is worth a lot of laughs, and this episode is, just to put it simply, a lot of fun and outrageously hilarious. And because of that, the final verdict for this episode is a high and well-deserved 9 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed this one. Definitely check it out, especially if you love the more comedic side of the Sonic X series. Well, that's it. And next time we gotta turn our frown upside down, because now we gotta talk about a terrible episode. Crap. See you next time for Fast Friends, or as I like to call it, Fast Fail.
Listen, I will soon forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance. And you won't end up like the fool who ripped his pants.